Today we will be discussing about accounting treatment of reserve and surplus. Basically, what are reserves? Reserves and surplus are basically the left out items which has not been distributed as a profit. Suppose if a business earns a profit of rupees 1 lakh and it distributes 50,000 as profit to the partners, and remaining out of remaining 50,000 it keeps 20,000 for general reserve, then the remaining 30,000 will be treated as your then remaining 30,000 will be treated as your surplus. So the first the thing that we will be doing today is treatment of workman compensation reserve. What is workman compensation reserve? Workman compensation is a reserve that is set outside out of profit. It is a part of profit which is set outside to meet the future possibility liabilities, to pay the compensation to employees if it arises. Otherwise, it is a pure profit. So we have to find out whether there is any provision related to that workman compensation reserve, whether we have to pay something to the employees or not. So whenever we will be having that change in profit sharing ratio, then first of all we have to find out that is there any claim against that workman compensation reserve. So the first case will be when there is no claim against workman compensation reserve, or the case number 2 is when nothing is being said. In that case, what we will do, we will just distribute that WCR to the partners profit sharing ratio, to partners capital account in their old profit sharing ratio, Why in their old profit sharing ratio? Because when the reserve has been created, they were distributing profits in some other ratio. So that is why this ratio, this profit or this reserve, when created at that time, whatever was the ratio among the profit sharing ratio among the partners, then that will be distributed. So I have written that journal entry WCR account debit, that is workman compensation reserve account debit, whatever the amount is there, to partners capital account if it is fluctuating in nature, or to partners current account if it is current in nature. Okay, so the next is when the claim for WCR is less than the amount of WCR. When the claim of WCR is less than the amount of WCR. Okay, let's wait. Let me take my pen and then we will be moving. Okay, when the claim for WCR is less than the amount of WCR. For example, if the WCR, okay, where WCR will appear in the balance sheet? WCR will appear always on the liability side of the balance sheet. WCR. Okay, the amount will be here. Let's take an example. If WCR we have created for rupees 1 lakh, okay, and case number C says when the claim for is less than WCR. So claim is, let's say, 20,000 rupees. In this case, the claim is less than the WCR. So we can say that WCR is, or the claim is less than WCR. So the claim amount will be transferred to balance sheet as a liability, and the remaining amount, that is out of 1,20,000, will be transferred to liability side, and that 80,000 will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. So let's go to this thing. WCR debit, that is to claim for WCR to partners capital or to partners current account. In this question, what I have just shown to you, that is 1 lakh and 20,000. WCR is your 1 lakh, claim for it will be your 20,000, and then 80,000 will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio, and the being provision claim created and the remaining amount distributed among the partners. Okay, so hope you are getting this question. Okay, so what we have discussed, the same example is being taken on the next page. Like WCR is given for rupees 1 lakh rupees, and the claim for WCR is 20,000, and the profit sharing ratio among the partner is given as the old profit sharing ratio is 3:2:3. So let's assume that they have now decided to change their profit sharing ratio to 2:3:2. Let me take my pen and then this is your old profit sharing ratio, and suppose they are sharing profits equally in the near future. Okay, from the next year onwards, or from this year onwards. What we will do, we first of all we have to compare the WCR available and the claim for WCR. Okay, so we have compared and we have seen that the WCR is greater than the claim for WCR. So what we have done, like WCR account debit 1 lakh rupees to claim for WCR 20,000, and that the remaining 80,000, that is 1 lakh minus 20,000, that 1 lakh minus 20,000, that is 80,000, is being divided in among X, Y and Z in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 3. That comes to 30,000, 20,000 and 30,000. So now moving to the another case, that it is case D, when claim is equal to WCR. When the claim is equal to WCR, then what entry we will pass? Workman compensation reserve account debit to claim for workman compensation reserve account. Let's take an example that if the workman compensation reserve account is 1 lakh rupees, it will be available in the balance sheet, remember, right? And this will be represented, the claim will be in their additional note, adjustment entries will be there, and the same XYZ is sharing profit sharing ratio is 1 is to 1. Okay, so now when we will move towards, so we have WCR rupees 1 lakh amount will be transferred to claim for workman compensation account, and nothing will be distributed among the partners. So what I have written here is journal entry will be workman compensation reserve account debit to claim for workman compensation. Many of the times you can also find that provision for workman compensation, okay. So now we will be moving to next that is next case, and the next case is when the claim for workman compensation is greater than the amount of workman compensation reserve. If the claim is more than WCR, so what entry we will be passing in this case? First of all, what we will be doing WCR account debit to revaluation account, WCR account debit to WCR account debit revaluation account debit to claim for WCR account. Whatever the amount that we are paying extra, which is not available to us in the form of reserve, that will be transferred to revaluation account. Revaluation is basically an account where all the profits and reassessment that is revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities are being transferred. If any profit is we are getting on the revaluation of assets, that will be credited to the revaluation account, and in case if we are getting any of the that losses, that will be transferred to the debit of that revaluation account. So we have debited WCR, that is the available fund, and whatever is being less or deficiency, that will be transferred to the revaluation account, and then the claim will be credited. So in this case what we will be doing, and the second case what we will do, partners current account or partners capital account will be debited to revaluation account. Whatever will be the surplus or the deficit in that revaluation account, that the excess amount will be transferred to the partners capital account in their old profit sharing ratio. So we will be debiting them. It will be not transferred to them their capital, it will be taken from their capital account. We can understand it like that. Suppose we have been taken an example like WCR is 1 lakh rupees, claim is 1,32,000, and profit sharing ratio we are continuing the same, and the new profit sharing ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 1. So new profit sharing ratio is irrelevant to us. We are not doing anything with the new profit sharing ratio. So leave it and compare these two. We need 32,000 rupees more. From where we will get this? Obviously from the partners only. So what entry we will be passing? WCR account debit 1 lakh rupees, that is 1 lakh available to us. Then revaluation account 32,000 rupees, that is the 1,32,000 minus 1 lakh rupees to claim for WCR 1,32,000. Now this revaluation account will be distributed among the will be taken from the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. So that 32,000 I have debited X, Y and Z in their old profit sharing ratio, that is 3 is to 2 is to 3 and 2 revaluation accounts, so it will be 12,000, 8,000 and 12,000. Okay, so these are the questions on your WCR, and hope that you are getting all these questions, all these concept very clearly. And the next topic that we will be discussing is your IFR, investment fluctuation reserve. Okay, so the next topic, that is your treatment of investment fluctuation reserve. This basically, what is investment fluctuation reserve? Investment fluctuation reserve is a reserve, that is, any reserve is a profit that is being kept aside out of profit for any future specific purpose or non-specific purpose. So the thing that we are doing, like investment fluctuation reserve, so it is for a specific purpose. It is set aside to meet fall in the market value of investment. At the time of change in profit sharing ratio, the accounting treatment of IFR will be as follows. We are starting with a question that balance sheet will be like this. The IFR will be on the liability side of the balance sheet, because it is the reserve is a part of profit, so that the part of profit is being shown on the left hand side, that is liability side of the balance sheet only. So we have assumed that it is a hypothetical example to understand this concept more clearly, and we have taken an extract of balance sheet. It is not an exact or the complete balance sheet, so we have not written anything over there. So investment is given as 1 lakh rupees. This 1 lakh rupees, whatever is recorded, whatever the value of any asset is recorded in that balance sheet, will be known as your book value, okay. And on the left hand side, we are having investment fluctuation reserve, that is your rupees 20,000. This means that we have reserves if the value of the investment goes below 1 lakh rupees till 20,000, till 80,000. So we can, in that case, we don't have any problem. It goes beyond 20,000 rupees, then that will be our loss. That will be our loss, because we are prepared for a loss of up to 20,000 rupees. So the very first example, the very first question we are going for is case number 1, when there is no information regarding book value or market value is given, or market value of the investment is given as 1 lakh rupees. Market value is the present rate at which it can be sold, or it can be bought from the market. So the investment value, so the book value and investment value is same, so the book value and the market value is same. In this case, if book value is equal to market value, then do you think that we are having any losses in that? No. So in that case, the entire 1 lakh that IFR will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio, if the book value is equal to market value. So IFR account debit to investment to partners capital account and to partners current account in their old profit sharing ratio. Whatever is the old profit sharing ratio that we have not taken, take it as 3:2:3, the same example. So like this we can do, and like this the entry will be passed. Case number 2, when the market value is 96,000, now the book value is more than market value, or we can see that market value is less than the book value. If the market value is less than the book value, then we are having loss of how much? 4,000 rupees. That 4,000 will be adjusted from investment fluctuation reserve, and the remaining 16,000, we have reserve of 20,000. That means loss up to 20,000 can be adjusted towards that. Okay, but in this case we are having loss of only 4,000, so we can adjust that 4,000 with this investment fluctuation reserve, and the remaining 16,000 will be distributed among the partners capital account. So I have written like this: IFR account debit 20,000 to investment account 4,000 to partners capital account or to partners current account, because we are not having given with the partners name and their profit sharing ratio. So I have written 16,000 rupees, that will be divided among the partner in their profit sharing ratio, in their old profit sharing ratio. Remember all these things very clearly. So the market value is 96,000, market value is less than book value. In that case we are having loss, but this loss is limited to this loss is less than the reserve created. Okay, so we don't have any problem like this. What in case if the loss is more than, the third case is market value is 80,000 rupees. Third case is market value is 80,000 rupees. Now the loss is of 20,000 and IFR or we are prepared for the law to absorb the loss up to 20,000 rupees also, because we have been given with that IFR 20,000 rupees. We are continuing the same example. So the entry will be IFR account debit 20,000 rupees to investment account debit 20,000, and nothing is being left after that. So nothing will be distributed among the partners in their profit sharing ratio. Okay, so it is clear like this. So the next example will be case number 4. Continuing the same example, if the loss, in this case market value is 75,000, market value is less than book value. This is the third case we are doing with this, but the cases are different. Market value is less than book value by how much amount? 25,000. By 25,000. By 25,000. Okay, if the market value is less than book value 25,000, by 25,000, in that case our reserve is not sufficient to absorb this, so we are having 5,000 more loss. Okay, so what we will do, we will transfer that extra loss to revaluation account. So the entry will be IFR account debit 20,000, whatever is available in that, revaluation account debit 5,000 rupees. Because 25,000 rupees was given there, 5,000 was there, sorry, 20,000 was available to us, so this is your 5,000. So 5,000 will be shown in the revaluation account debited because it is loss for us, and to investment account 25,000 rupees. Okay, and the next, that revaluation account will be distributed among the profit sharing in their old profit sharing ratio to the partners capital account or partners current account. Next and the last case is market value is 1,08,000. Now market value is greater than book value. In this case we are having profit. In this case we are having profit. So what we will do? We will do investment account debit to revaluation account, the extra amount, that is 8,000 rupees, that will be transferred to revaluation account. Now look at all these entries very carefully, these two entry very carefully, that if we are losing some amount more than that reserve, then we are transferring it to debit side of revaluation account, and when we are gaining any value over that investment, then we are crediting it to the revaluation account. Okay, so I have transferred that 8,000 rupees to the revaluation account, and that investment fluctuation reserve account is distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Whatever will be the old profit sharing ratio, it will be distributed among them. Okay, now let's go to an example to understand all these things clearly. Here we have been given with an example, ABCR partners, and all these things are there, but I will be talking about only one thing, that is your investment fluctuation reserve. This is a complete question, but I will be talking about only one thing, that is your investment and that investment fluctuation reserve. So the question will be like this, and we have to find out that what entries we have to do with the various concept that we are being learning since past many days. So the IFR is being given IFR is being given as, this is your IFR. IFR is giving as 30,000 rupees. Investments book value is 1 lakh rupees. Investments book value is 1 lakh rupees, and market value is 90,000 rupees. So the loss is only of 10,000 rupees, and we have already prepared for that 30,000 rupees. So in that case the loss is not more than that reserve, that is IFR. So what entry we will pass? What we will do? We will do IFR account debit 30,000 to investment 10,000. I don't have any that space, proper space, so I am writing like this, and 2 partners capital or current account, partners capital or current account 20,000. This will be distributed in their profit sharing ratio, partners capital or current account. Okay, so like this we will pass the journal entry. Hope you are getting whatever being taught to you, and in the next class we will be discussing about the treatment of various profits and accumulated profits and losses, and treat and revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. Then after that, in the next to next class we will be discussing about the how to create or how to make a revaluation account, and the complete set of questions that is being asked in our exam for 6 marks. And this chapter, the concept that we are doing, these concepts will be very important in next coming 2 chapters. So go thoroughly through these concepts. Hope that you are getting. In case of any query or doubt, you can contact anytime. You can WhatsApp. Okay, the link for the PDF is at the end, in the description, so you can also download this PDF form also. Okay,